The most important of all the things I'll talk about is office politics. Hi. You see this one, very important something. This is where you have to understand the landscape of your office. There are usually key players in your office who champion these politics. For it to even have a name of its own, you should know how prevalent it is in our society, in the corporate world. Office politics, I feel like it is even worse than Nigerian politics. Do you know there's a difference between having a job and building a career? Yes. People who want to build a career, they're always thinking about their long-term goals and how the decisions they are making now can affect them achieving their long-term goals of building their career. But then again, there are those ones that they just want a job because they want to take care of their bills. They don't necessarily want to build a career along their current job. But to be honest, you still need a job to build a career. So these two things work hand in hand because whether you're working for yourself or you're working for somebody, you need a job to build a career. Once you're 25 years, you're expected to have even finished university. You're expected to have started working and started forging your career path. Talk more of someone who is already 30. Society just expects that at this particular point in your life, you are supposed to have gone far in your journey through life. In every aspect, you need to have even gotten a job and you have started forging a path for yourself. So this is usually a worry, but to be fair, these things is not always as easy as society expects us to take care of them, because for some people they are still looking for a job. Even when they've clocked 30, they've still not gotten a job, so they are still in the job market. On the other hand, there are people like us who have already started our journey. I've worked for 5 years now, and I've experienced so many things which I'll be sharing with you later on in this video. Then again, there are these ones who have they've worked for some time, even getting close to 40, and they are now deciding that the job they are currently doing does not align with what they want for themselves. They want to pivot. We are going to be addressing everybody in this video. So if you are starting your career now or you are still in the job market, I will be sharing with you what I feel you can be doing to help yourself. And if you have started working or you are planning to join the corporate world, there are so many things you need to have at the back of your mind because it is a tough world out there. I will be sharing all that with you. For those who are on this hero's journey of forging a new path for themselves, even when they've gathered experience, they've gathered the network and everything, and they feel it is their time to create a new path for themselves, we'll be talking about that. So I hope you stick around, join the family, click that like button, subscribe. We're all about the good stuff on this channel, and I'll be sharing all I've learned with you in hopes that it can help you take a better decision for yourself, whether you're starting or whether you have gone far. We'll be talking all about them in this video. Before I got my job, my goals were simply like I wanted to be the CEO of a manufacturing company, even though I had no idea how this goal was going to be achieved. But it was my big goal, what I wanted for myself. And why this dream of being a CEO is still valid to some extent, I found a new way to look at it, because after working at my current job for some time now, and I've seen my growth prospects based on the network, the information I now have access to, I see that this my dream of being a CEO is something that can be easily achieved, even though not as exactly as I've dreamed of it, because I now have a career path that can help me achieve the positions even higher than that my dream initially. And even at this stage now in my career, I can say I have opportunities to enter places that it would have taken me years to achieve if I started doing this thing by myself. So just like I've said many times on this channel, sometimes life will just take you through like a turn, drop you even in places that are better than the ones we've dreamed of, and I am a good example of that. While I say I'm enjoying my new job, this is not to say it has been a completely rosy journey. So if you are yet to start your career because you've not gotten that your dream job, or you are like me, you have started this your journey, or even still you are one of those that are on this path to self-discovery after working for some years and you plan to reinvent yourself. In this video, I'll be sharing my experience with working in a top organization in Nigeria, one of the top 5 in Nigeria, to give you an insight into what to expect, what you can do for yourself if you are here to start your career, or finally you're on that hero's journey for the person who wants to change in their career path. So first, for those who are yet to start their professional career, the best you can do for yourself is to engage yourself. You've not gotten a job at this time, so somehow you have time on your hand. At this point, you can start attending courses, trainings that will give you an edge for when you now get the opportunity to pitch your resume. Most people think that you can stay in your house, apply online and get a job. You don't necessarily need to do that. You can be out and about, attending even the trainings that might not seem like they are imparting anything in your life. just go and attend. You don't know what can come out of it. Courses, seminars, conferences. While I'm filming this video, I have a conference that I'm going to be attending later in the afternoon. For those entrepreneurs, for ladies that are trying to grow themselves, especially even in the digital world now, there are so many things you can learn from attending these courses. Not only the things that they will talk about in the conferences, like networking. You now meet people that you would have not normally met if you were in your house. So this is something that you can be doing at this point if you've not started your career journey, or you've not found a job yet to give you the access to starting a career journey in the first place. Now, while doing this, you can also have enough time to be practicing anything that is in line with that your professional goals. Let's say you want to be a fashion designer, just like many Nigerians are doing now. There are so many people who are not professionally trained fashion designers, but the good work that Nigerians are doing right now with the fashion industry is something that is revolutionary. We have already crafted this space for ourselves in the world, where they now talk about weddings and Nigerian fashion, or our fashion in particular, and people look up to what we design, and people are even from other countries requesting for the pieces that we make here in Nigeria. This is something you can do for yourself. Start in your small house, just attend, go and register yourself with any tailor that is already dealing professionally, even though it's not on the world stage. Learn the basics and just start what you can do. I have a cousin now who is about to start her university in the medical line, anatomy and all that. But before that, she had time on her hand after doing her WAEC, after the WAEC jam. So she started learning tailoring. Even though I'm not saying you should go and start, tailoring exactly, there are other things you can do for yourself that will give you an edge later on in life. But just try your best to find something that you are passionate about, that is also in line with what you want for yourself professionally. Professionally does not have to be that you are working in a white collar job. It can be something like just look at Maya Tafo. That is his own profession, even though it is not in line with the white collar job, but it is something that has given him a reputation. Take examples from situations like this. No matter how small it is, start first. You never know, from attending these conferences and trainings and all these networking events, you might even get asked what have you been doing? That is a question that is always constant. Now, the current engagement you've been doing, those things that you might have thought of as they are just small, will now start coming handy, because somebody can just get impressed by you and say, okay, you have the experience, even though it is not exactly what I need, I have something for you to do for me. From my experience of interacting with reputable people in society, or in the little way that I have done so far in my stage in the corporate world, one question that is always asked is what have you been doing? What are you doing for yourself, or what are you doing to elevate yourself? Even though you're already working, this question can still be thrown at you, because you need, even when you're working, you need to start thinking about should I start doing CIBN, should I start taking any courses? Most of these women we see in society now that are they are always on TV, they are, whenever they call women in business, they're always there. They did not just sit idle even while trying to achieve their goals. They still attended courses, they still attended seminars, networking events. These things give you an edge. No matter the stage you are in your life, in your growth in the corporate world, you still need to attend these events, because when they now need somebody for a higher position, there are always criteria to meet before you can even have the opportunity to attend these interviews. That is where the courses you've been taking during your career, during your normal job, now comes into play, because you must have been stacking these things, but then it will not start having use. So it's just like the things I talked about. You need to be, even though it is trivial, or it looks like this thing is not going to add up, later on it is going to add up. Just gather that experience. When they need the person that is going to do it, you will be the one that they will choose. The better prepared you are, the greater your chances. I got the opportunity for an interview in my current workplace, because I was ready when the opportunity arose. I already had a master's, and the requirement at that point was you need a master's to apply. Voila, who was ready? Me. So have at the back of your mind that opportunity is for those who are prepared. Use this as a guide for whatever you do in life, because it is what it is. It will always come in handy. So next, let's talk about those who are dreaming of joining the corporate world. If that is what you have as your goal for yourself, what should you prepare? What should you know about the corporate world and everything? Let's discuss that now. But before we get into that juicy details, have you subscribed to the channel yet? Now, what are you waiting for? If you have not done that, please click that like button and subscribe to the channel. I believe you're already getting value from what I'm talking about. Just do the needful and join the family. Thanks and God bless. So let's move on. First, you don't need to be told you need a resume, right? If you have not gotten your current resume optimized, platforms like can get you a catchy resume. Now the next one, this one is very obvious. You need to attend interviews. There's no place you get a job without interview, no matter how small it is, unless it is an entrepreneur that just says, okay, they like what you are doing or they like you, come and work for me. In the corporate world, most times you need an interview to even get a job in the first place. And once your resume is catchy and it is well detailed, most times you are halfway through the door. And when attending interviews, make sure to dress appropriately, something that is very suitable for the corporate world. You know what I mean, right? Now let's thank God you've gotten the job. Now there are so many aspects of working in the corporate world that you need to know and prepare for if you plan to survive in the corporate world. From your style of dressing, office etiquette, building your professional network and more. There are so many things you need to know. I've put together these things with the help of one of my friends called Derry Pate. Hi Derry. Now that we are done giving Derry her shout out because she asked for it, she was very specific about it. The most important of all the things I will talk about is office politics. You see this one, very important something. This is where you will have to understand the landscape of your office. There are usually key players in your office who champion these politics. If there's anything you need to do for yourself, you have to understand them and know how you relate with these people, because if you are like me and you detest the idea of ass leaking, something that is very common where office politics is involved, then you will have to learn how to get around this blockage, because without having to reduce yourself to nothing. Trust me, you can't hide from this office politics. It is everywhere. For it to even have a name of its own, you should know how prevalent it is in our society, in the corporate world. Office politics, I feel like it is even worse than Nigerian politics. So you have to know how to get around this. If not, you can't survive in the corporate world. You find yourself getting into trouble every now and then. Just have this at the back of your mind. Office politics is there and it is there to stay. For me to have asked one of our trainers, is there really any need for this office politics? For him to tell me yes, it is there. You can't deny it, you can't avoid it. You just need to know how to deal with it when it comes around you. That's to show you how there's nothing you can do about it. Just walk your way around it so that you don't find yourself in trouble every time. The second one is building alliance and navigating cliques. To survive in office politics, you need to build alliance with those champions we talked about earlier. These people, they usually form cliques, this thing is not always a good thing, but to avoid being in the crossfire of situations where you would normally not find yourself or you would not want to find yourself, you will need to be intelligent in the way you do your eye service. I never thought there are intelligent ways to do eye service. I had to learn it the hard way, because I'm not very good at bootlicking everybody because I'm trying to gain favor from you. But when I got to the corporate world, after working now for 5 years, like I said, I had to learn the hard way. Like nobody will tell you, you will learn. These champions that I'm talking about that usually champion the office politics, make sure you make them your friends. Even though they will not be your best friends, because that would be like stretching it. But whenever you see them, behave as if you are friends. Avoid any situations where they will see you as a problem, because believe it or not, these people are the ones, they have the connection you need. And since you want to build networks even in that toxic office space that you are in, you have to create that win-win situation for your current self and your future goals, because you can't really get around it. You just need to know how to navigate it. Next is flowing with the team players. So despite the fact that there are power players, the ones that we talked about earlier, that are usually the ones with the connection and the influence, and they will not be doing anyhow, there are the other ones that these people will cheer you on. They are most times your friends anyway. They will help you, they will support you in whatever you are doing in the office. When you are feeling down, they are always the ones there for you. These ones will make you feel good about yourself. With these ones, you can even create like a friendship group that you are always cheering each other on. You are always collaborating with each other and learning from each other and pushing each other to attend courses, even when it feels like I have so many engagements, I have this, I'm doing that. but you have that friend who is always pushing you to achieve your goals or make it easier for you to achieve your goals. These are the ones that I love to call team players, even though not necessarily about the office work gangan, but they just make you feel good about working in that environment. Like I have a TikTok account, right? So I've always talked about how some of my friends, like, they'll just make you laugh. These are the things we live for. You might want to go and check that out so that you can laugh everyone once in a while. So while maintaining your relationship with the power players, you will still need to identify the team players in your office. Make these people your friends so that you can always feel good about yourself when you are having those political people that are like making it seem like everything has to be politics. On the other hand, you have these ones that are making you feel good about working in your current organization. You know that saying, right? Teamwork makes the dream work. Yes, it is very true. So try your best to create a team for yourself that will make you feel good about yourself. The last one now is the office gossips. You see, before anything, avoid these ones. We all know those ones that are always in the break room. They are always whispering. Their voice is always low when they gossip. You need to know how to relate with these ones. Interestingly, they are always the ones with the inside scoop in the office. They know everyone's untold secret. They know everybody. Even when this is the case, you need to be cautious about what you share with these ones, because they can also be the source of your downfall if you are not careful, because they will always rub you in when trouble falls or when trouble comes. So you have to be careful when dealing with these ones. Now that I've given you the tea or on how most of all big organizations work and what you should be prepared to experience as a new graduate, you should be ready to conquer the corporate world. At least having these things at the back of your mind should give you a head start. By understanding office personalities, how to navigate them, and how to handle situations when they arise, you will be good to go, for the most part of your working in the corporate world. Now finally, for that person who feels like they are not in their dream job and want to completely change their career, but they are worried that they are getting old, that is completely understandable. I understand that feeling of uncertainty, especially considering the fact that you might think age is not on your side, but to be honest, I don't think age is on anyone's side in the first place, because when you think you are young, before you know it, you're already old as well. The faster you go ahead and make the decision of taking your dream by the horn, the faster you arrive at your destination. Even though it is not certain, at least on the brighter side, you'll be happier chasing your dream, and you work on your own terms at your own pace, and doing everything you want to do. That would be nice. But while these pros of changing your career is there, you have to also understand the weight of the cons to know if it is something you can handle, especially at this point in your life. For many of us, or while I say many of us, I mean myself, who had other dreams, but life took us through this storm. Even though it might not be feasible to stop now and chase our own main dreams, you have to think to yourself, does this my current job align with my initial dream? Can my initial dream still be achieved while I'm doing my current job? Or do I have to quit at some point to follow my dream? These are the things I think to myself every day, even though the constant salary can stop you from thinking this thought sometimes, because you are used to receiving monthly salary. Whether your company makes profit or not, unlike if you are working for yourself, you get your salary at the end of the day. But after assessing my current job and how it gives me the opportunity to have a work-life balance and still allow me to chase my dream alongside my current job, I feel it is one that is perfect for me, because at least for me now, I see a correlation between being a CEO in a manufacturing company and being a director in my current organization. It might not be exactly the same, but it is similar. And to top it off, I can decide to start a small manufacturing company alongside my current job and still get that double honors of saying I'm a director and I'm a CEO. Like, what can be better than that? So if you have worked some time in your organization now and you have gained experience and you feel you need to change, because your current job is not doing it for you, or it is not aligning with your passion, with something you want to do long term, assess your current situation realistically and quit. But that is if you have saved enough money to take care of yourself for at least 1 year before your passion now starts taking care of your bills, because your bills will always be there. So make realistic decisions, have your savings, and forge ahead with achieving your dream. So guys, I hope our discussion on what you should know about the corporate world has been informative enough, and the ideas I've shared with you which I believe you can do to help you handle going after your dream is applicable for you. I hope you make realistic decisions based on your personal circumstance while also striving to achieve your dreams. Please make sure to click that like button, guys. Subscribe to the channel, and if you are interested in things you need to be avoiding to have a better experience in your 30s, which can also be tied to what we have just talked about, check out this video here, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.